Welcome to the very first game of the Elite Classic main event, a major tournament hosted by EGC TV. I'm FitzBro, and today we're going to be casting 3DB versus 3D Cat. This is a clan match-off, showdown, whatever you want to call it, face-off. And this will be a best-of-3 series, and a very interesting matchup. You know I love Abbasid, and I just got done seeing that, I guess BCQT did a new tier list and said that Abbasid was one of the worst civilizations right now. And here we have round number 1 in the tournament. B slicking the Abbasid versus Cat's Mongols, which rather aggressive civilization against Abbasid, sometimes scary. Going out for the berries right away too. He's feeling very confident in that. So interested to see what he'll do with his Abbasid here today. And so it's gonna be a berry opening, 6 on berries, and it looks like he's got 1 on gold right now. So this is a little different than my usual Dark Age macros. I'm gonna watch this a little more closely. So now, I guess he did 6 on berries, and then he had 1 on gold. The second villager built the House of Wisdom, and then he put a 7th on berries. So we'll pay attention to what time he clicks up. As far as his age up options, here is the Abbasid versus Mongols. The safe option right now, I think, is definitely the economic wing. I think you see that in most cases. Now, other options, what you could do economic wing, because then you can really do some more town centers, cheaper town centers, etc. You can do military wing, which you can get boot camp, have some buffed up infantry, which would be a very 3DB-like move to do. Or you can go the culture wing, get preservation of knowledge, and then you kind of have a fast castle option, not very unsimilar to what Mongols often will do. But here we go, Cat opening up, of course, with the Spearman. So this is a pretty typical Mongol opening. Now, will he follow this up with a villager to try to perhaps tower up the wood line of the berries or the gold? We'll have to see. Actually, looking at B's gold lines, he's got 2 golds right by each other. So think of like a tower right there could be some massive value, which is common from the Mongols. And so far we got 3 spearmen, and here comes that villager. So Cat's going to be going for a tower rush up against 3DB here in the first few minutes. Economic wing has already been queued up. He got that, I think it's around like 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's a very fast timing there. I'll have to examine this a little further, because you know I'm an Abbasid main. I love to play the civilization. It's just my favorite. I don't know why. I typically gravitate towards the civs that are a little less popular, and early on they were very, very unpopular, and I just kind of fell in love with them. Okay, economic wing, so B's not going to be going in for any super military aggression early on. Now, he still could. I mean, it wouldn't be unlike him to do some kind of like fake out economic wing and still push, but he's going to be facing some Mongol pressure early on. Likely, since he'll be aging up a little faster than usual, we'll see maybe an archer range come out first to try to pretend. But we'll have to see. There comes the spearman, and he's pushing them off of the gold. Now, sometimes you'll see players actually delete their mining camps, but when this happens, if they don't plan on defending it. Now, the Abbasid, a little different. You see a little plus there. They actually have additional fire armor for their buildings that are attached to the House of Wisdom's influence. So they've got +5 armor against this attack. So they're a little more tanky than your average building. But on the other side, Cat's going to be trying to drop down a tower. Now, I think he's looking to deny the berries, and maybe I think it'll even reach the stone. But that is what's going to be happening here. So Cat putting on the pressure. Let's see how B answers this. He has 150 wood in the bank. Will he drop down an archery range right away is what I assume we'll see. Now, as far as civs to tower rush, Abbasid are the easiest civ to get down a ram to deal with them. Oftentimes, you'll see people just ignore them altogether. We see the Fertile Crescent coming in right now. The second he hit the next age, he got pushed off of gold, so we're not going to see fresh foodstuffs for right now. So it'll be a little delayed when he gets that. But it looks like he really just wants to get to that second town center. So he's thrown more villagers onto stone here early on. You can kind of see the villager split right now for 3DB. And he's just trying to gather what you need for once you've got Fertile Crescent, you only need 260 stone to get your TC. So I think he's just barely going to get that, is what we're going to see here. So we're watching that number as that tower is finishing. It's going to be a race against the time. I mean, really think about the timing on this age up. I mean, he got this precisely. Look, as the tower finishes, he's got the stone he needs. He can pull back here. You need to be careful. He's going to lose a villager. Grabs the stone, and look at that. Doesn't lose any villagers. And now he can put down his town center. Will he put it right here? Or like down here? Maybe like right here near these berries. Might just put it in a nice safe spot. We'll see. Yeah, there we go, by the berries. Okay, so he's moving down to the south. Now, Cat sees that, knows something's coming. Going to head down there. Now, while this is happening, let's check in on the Mongols. We've got a stable. He's still in the Dark Age, mind you, just now setting down his landmark, but he'll have some early horsemen available to him. Silver Tree, so this is going to be a trade strategy. There's that nearby trade route. He also could trade across the map, of course. Okay, Cat seeing this, a very good job bringing in the spearmen, and now this is going to be tricky for 3DB. He's pulling back his villagers, the low HP ones at least, man, talk about the micro. I would have lost 3 vills right there, but he's going to lose one as it takes a lap around the town center. Villager going to be going down, might even lose a second one. One villager goes down, tries to pull that one back. He's going to try to get it. Oh, it's so close. This is crazy. Keeps that one alive. Oh my gosh, low HP villager there, still giving that. No, the villager does die. 2 go down. So he loses 2 villagers in that action, but still gets the town center up. Some might have panicked and put down an archery range or canceled it and put it back there. And he manages with 5, what was like, I think it was like 4 or 5 spearmen, still was able to just lose 2, which isn't, it's not in the world because he still has a second town center now, right? Now, did he pick up fresh foodstuffs? He has not got that yet, but some nice micro of those villagers. Khan going out scouting to the west side, and he's being smart. He knows these are low on HP, so he's bringing them back close to the town center, so hopefully they don't die, because I would bet Cat could run in here with the Khan and just pick those off at any moment, so he has to be very, very careful. Okay, gonna go for the sheep underneath the town center, so those low HP villagers should be pretty safe. And now we see a stable dropped now. Now, has B... I would imagine at this point, because the line of sight isn't always entirely telling here in the caster mode, but I would assume he has scouted the landmark choice of Cat and knows that he's going for this trade, and that's why we see him opening with the stable. His opponent's got spearmen opening with the stable. I think this is because he wants to come over here and put some pressure on this trade that's no doubt starting, and that's what we're going to see here. Cat doing what? Building a market across on the west side of the map there. Okay. So I've got a little bit of a raid on the gold coming in right now. Looks like B really trying to focus getting some of that gold gathered, and he was able to get fresh foodstuffs. Horseman raids coming in right now. Now, those are still early horsemen as of right now, and not going to be able to get a whole lot of value there. They do press all those villagers off of gold, but it's going to be it for now. So B has his 2 TCs. Mongol town center, or rather trade boom has started, and now we'll see what is the next play for B. Looks like it's going to be a barracks to help guard against these horsemen that are currently pressuring him, and he's going to be off trying to see if he can find the traders that are out there on the map. Yeah, most players, most mere mortals would have abandoned that town center, and not B. He sacrificed 2 villagers to get it down, and, well, I guess it was worth it in the end. Okay, horseman going out. He's going to be looking for the trade. He does know what's going on, because look at this. Scouting is key when you're at the top levels of this game. Look at this. He can see what is going... Wait, hold on a second. I'm looking at purple. There we go. Like, he can see the traders. He knows when they're coming out, how many he's making, how many villagers on gold. So he's chasing these down. Can he kill one of the traders right now as he's being chased by this horseman? He's running forward, just trying to get that before he loses his horseman, and he's going to be able to get that trader. Down it goes. Now, a villager out here building an outpost, could be looking to get that Yam network buff. He might run away with this horseman, and that's what we're going to see there. Yep. So he's brought the pressure, taken some of the pressure off of him as well, not to mention dropped some spearmen down for defense, actually dropping a second barracks for defense. Villager count, he is actually even with Cat right now, but you got to think about the traders are going to play into this, but it's going to be a matter of does he actually get to the value of the trade off. So what they're doing is they're spawning, they're grabbing the gold, they're doing the trade trick. Now, you guys know in the next season, trade trick is going away. So this isn't going to be as good as it is right now. This will probably be one of the last times you're going to see this in tournaments throughout this tournament. But essentially, if they're able to complete this trip, that's 100 gold. Boom, 100 gold, 200 gold, 300, 400 gold. Like that's massive value. Not to mention, as he gets more of these, you've got to consider they're going to get the benefit of the Silk Road. So there you go, food, wood, gold, 10%, etc. Okay, we've got 3DB bringing his spearmen and horsemen out across the map. Now, here's the thing. Has Cat built any archers? He did drop down to archery range, so he could actually contest this. But if B isn't able to get value right now, this game's going to get very difficult because that gold is stacking up for Cat. He's running by with the horsemen. We see the spearmen behind, but look at that mass already from the Mongols. This is going to be so hard. I mean, he's going to kill these horsemen on the front line perhaps with his spearmen, but those archers are going to clean up all of the spearmen pretty much for free. And not to mention, he's got the spearmen of his own. That military count for Cat growing, and now that he's got trade set up, he's got the military advantage. B's going to be in an extremely difficult situation. Now he has his own traditional economic, boom back at home with 2 TCs, but he's going to need to find some way to stop these traders because they're just going to keep coming, and it's going to be a big issue for B. Now, if he could take a big fight here, that could certainly help him out. We see the horsemen charging forward, able to pick off some of the low HP units. Spearmen go in the brace. He's trying to pick off the archers. Good micro of his units, just trying to go after their counter. And these horsemen on the south side are actually going to be doing pretty good as they have... Cat's horsemen have more HP, so you see this bad engagement for B down there. Not to mention he's lost engagement on the front, on the back. This is not good for 3DB. Cat in a very commanding position here early on, and this is why you see Mongols dominate this matchup so often. It's just super strong if you're able to get this off. I mean, this isn't even like the best of trade spots. It could be better than this sometimes. But Cat, you can see, continues to add traders to the mix. He's up to 8 traders now. Okay, so this is going to be a big problem. Look at that military count. 30 for Cat, 6 for B. Now we're going to have to watch B very closely and wonder, what tricks does he have up his sleeve to somehow get himself out of this pickle? Will he consider aging up? We do see him starting to gather a little bit more gold, but I think that's going to be for Blacksmith Texas. We see him getting several of those villagers turning, and they get the knife out and they kill that horseman. But I mean, Cat can really start pressuring here. But I mean, in Age of Empires 4, typically it's like, why pressure when you can just age up and just dominate your opponent? Why take the risk of a feudal push? So we'll see if Cat is feeling good with his little lead here, but I have a feeling he will save up his resources, just keep the Abs at bay, and probably try to age up is probably the safer option to do. But we'll see if he goes for that. Berries wide. We got berries out to the east. Tower still up to the north side of his base, and not to mention that gives him line of sight a little bit of what B's doing. He can see that the farm transition starting to come in. I can see a few things with that tower. Okay, B still trying to raid those traders, but look at this Cat. He's set up. He's got his towers. He's got spearmen. He's ready to go. Traders now reaching 12. Those resources per minute just pouring in. Look at Cat's gold just starting to increase, and he doesn't have any villagers actually gathering gold right now. Archers are able to get some good trades, get some horsemen, and in pushes Cat's army, but he has the archer advantage for sure in this fight. But now B does have the +1 attack, so that helps him a little bit as he's chasing down Cat's army. I would say at this point, B really needs Cat to make a big mistake so he can, like, if he were to clean that, that could give him some kind of chance back in this game. He needs some kind of mistake by Cat here. And you see him doubling down on his feudal defense. He's actually adding in farms as well. Now, consider the fact that these farms are cheaper than they usually are, right? 56 wood because of that Fertile Crescent technology. 3DB defending with archers, setting up farms, and his food per minute, you can see he's starting to get quite nice as he gets that farm transition in. Uvu has been depleted. He'll probably move that somewhere else. Look at this trader starting to mount. No raids really coming in from B right now. Oh my gosh. I just get sick to my stomach when I see all these traders. 15 traders right now. He's going to make a dive for that outpost so he can get the rest of this food. That's about another, what, 900, just under about 1,000 food there. Okay, he loses, what, 2 horsemen. Now, he could have invested in a ram, but he decided not to. But on the other side, we got a raid coming in from the horsemen of Cat. Not able to pick up any villagers there. He will clear out that tower. We see some of those horsemen, or spearmen go down. Now, look at the military count. B's getting a lot closer. A few of those military was inside that tower. And I'm really going to watch the archer numbers. We can see this 30 archers for B versus, what, the 11 archers of Cat. So that's, or is it 7 archers? Wait. Am I looking at this wrong? Oh, that number is on the... Yeah, it's 33, I believe, is what he's got. Yeah. Sometimes those numbers at the top are kind of weird to look at. Okay. Yeah, and he's got his upgrades as well. Yep, that's 34 archers, and he's got his military upgrades. And now I said will Cat go for an age up, and that's what he's doing. Look at his resources right now. He's saving up for an age up. He wasn't investing in his army size. He had a considerable lead, and now he's in a position where he can push his advantage. The numbers are close, but if he can clean this army, maybe clean those traders. Now they've done a lot of damage. They've provided plenty of gold. That's for certain. But this is going to get quite interesting. Thank you so much to PM303 for that 4-month sub. Love you. Thank you so much. Appreciate all you guys' support here. Okay, big fight coming up. This could be a decisive moment for both these players, but the archer count is just so commanding for B. If he can just kite and take out these horsemen, he should be able to win this fight, but that's the trick. Those horsemen doing a lot of tanking on the front line as the Mongol archers trying to pick off as many as they can, and B seems like he's marketed as well. 35 archers still alive, and we see Cat on the run, slapping down some towers for defense, and B starting to, this is the Hail Mary he needed. He needed some kind of window of opportunity. There we go, taking out 1, 2, 3 traders go down just like that. Archers picking out more traders die. You can see that down the bottom left corner. And Cat looking a little bit scared, but he does have the tower and he's reached the castle age. So B, while it seems like he's getting value here, there's going to be some armored units out very soon, and B's going to have to answer that. So continuing to chase down. He's also got arrow slits coming in. We see the Cruel Tide coming to the front line, and that's going to be buffing up that Mongol army as he rolls that up there. But as of right now, B continues to push, no stopping in sight, and getting more techs behind this. We see eco techs coming in, the rest of the military techs he can get, and he's just kind of heading out towards the tower, getting away from that Cruel Tide, because you do not want to fight underneath that. That's going to be buffing up that Mongol army. That gives him additional 20% damage, so you don't want that. Okay, so the Mongol army trying to get their upgrades in, doesn't want to overcommit until those upgrades are complete. He looks like he's going to be trying to take down that tower with his horsemen. 36 archers still, though, is what's really been able to dominate this fight. You can see he's still able, he's to a point now, he could start to even pick off horsemen quite easily with that, but as those techs come in, that's going to get a little more complicated. And the traders have been pretty much wiped out here with all this that's going on here. Look at this, 15 villager kills for 3DB. This has been amazing. He continues to push in, staying in the feudal age. Look at the Mongol army on the run. Archers pushing forward. Horsemen getting up on the Mongol upgraded archers. That Cruel Tide has been unable to provide any value up to now. Just now going to be buffing as the rest of the army appears to be depleting. Cat now has no gold per minute. He's in the castle age, but he can't even afford. He's got a few lancers in queue, but after that, he doesn't even have gold. He's going to have to start gathering it like a peasant. That tower, of course, getting a lot of good kills here on the Absid army, but B continues to flow across with the reinforcements. We see stables, archery ranges, barracks. He is just throwing this feudal trash army. We see our first knights causing big problems because B does not have spearmen, and you can see a lot of value out of that. Now, there's going to be more knights coming. He needs those spearmen to get up on those lancers. Archers continuing to kite back. He has 40 archers, though, even with all that going on. Continuing to pick off that Mongol army. He's trying to keep that Mongol army just completely cornered, and he's doing so very well. And then he's able to pick off the traders as they move through. You can see his traders just getting absolutely slaughtered. Honestly, looking at this a little bit ago, I thought this was kind of it seemed like it could be an impossible position for B to be in, as he was losing a lot of the fights in the early parts of the feudal age, and now you see him just committing, doubling down to staying in the feudal age with his 2 town centers, and he's able to bring out a victory with Abbasid, one of the hardest civilizations to play right now, up against Mongol trade, soon to be nerfed. But oh boy, it'll only be making 3DB stronger as he comes out 1 score ahead on this best of 3, starting off with a great win here over the Mongols. Really an amazing game. So if you're watching this over on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this casted game. Be on the lookout for game number 2 on my channel. And for those of you on Twitch, let's keep it going.